Hey everybody, tonight for part of our supper, it's going to be, I guess you could call it stuffed cornbread. I really don't have, I guess you'd say, proper ingredients to put in this. I ran out of butter, so I was going to make corn and mashed potatoes, but I need butter for both of those. So I decided not to make that, and I'm going to make this cornbread. And then in another video, I'm going to make baked chicken, baked with a crust, and then also barbecue baked to go along with this. But it'll be two separate videos because I feel like when you cook, if a person is looking for a certain thing to cook, they don't want to sit through something else trying to get to what they want. So I just like to go ahead and divide the videos up. So anyway, I'll bring you down some. And in this pan, I've got a lot of stuff laying here. In this pan, I'm gonna spray it real well, and then I'm going to use some canola oil. Whatever kind of oil you use will be just fine. And I poured probably 1/4 cup in there, and then you want to put it in your oven. I have mine preheating on 400 degrees. And let that start getting hot while we make the cornbread part. So I noticed that I'm about out of cornmeal, so I'm going to make the kind of cornbread that is more cake-like. It's not as, doesn't have as much texture. It's a really good cornbread. And you can also make this cornbread, instead of using flour, which is what I'm going to use, you can use vanilla cake mix, and it makes a delicious cornbread. So I put in here probably 1.5 cups or so of cornmeal. That's self-rising cornmeal. And now I have 1 cup of self-rising flour. And you know, when you use self-rising, you don't have to add salt or, I know what I'm trying to say, but I can't think of it. Baking powder or baking soda. Baking powder, I believe it is. So, anyway, you'll want to mix these two together. Get them stirred pretty good. And then we like sweet cornbread. So this part is completely optional for what you want and how much you put, but we like sweet cornbread. So I'm gonna put, that's probably close to 3/4 cup of sugar. And to be honest, I probably will be the only one that eats this. Randy will try it, and he will say, I can't eat that, which is what he usually says about food anymore. And he's lost down to in his 160s. So just continue praying for his good health, and we appreciate it. So now I'm going to put 2 eggs in this. And just a little stir. You don't have to incorporate that. And then we're going to put milk. And you want a texture that is a little thinner than, say, chocolate pudding. You can do it any thickness that you want. Of course, the thinner it is, the more crumbly and all it will be. So we'll get that stirred up. And I believe that that's a pretty good consistency. And so now what we're going to do is, that pan could probably have gone a little bit longer in the oven to heat, but I'm going to go ahead and get it out, and we'll start putting this together a little bit. You're wanting your grease to be very hot, and just pour your grease in your pan. You don't want to you know, get every drop of grease out of the pan, and then just kind of stir it in with your cornmeal mix. And then put that in your pan. And now we could get a clean bowl, but there's no sense in it. We're just going to take this bowl and make the stuffing for it. And I'm going to push this out of the way. So what I found is kidney beans, and I drained those. And I'm going to put those in there. I'm going to put some taco seasoning mix. That burner is getting hot. So I'm putting about maybe a tablespoon of taco seasoning mix, and a little sage, some adobe, not too much, you don't want too much salt in it, some onion salt, and here it is, some garlic salt. And that's too much. There's about a teaspoon. And then I'm going to put some chili powder also. And that's about a teaspoon or so. So now we want to mix all that up. And then we're going to add it back to our cornbread, or add it to our cornbread. You can put half the cornmeal mix in there and then add your beans, or you can do it like I'm doing it. Either way will be fine. And so you can just kind of push those down just a little bit. The the mix will mostly come up over it. And one thing I did forget, I'm going to splash just a little bit of Texas Pete on it. Not too much, but just a little bit. So that is our cornbread stuffed with beans, and I'm going to put it in the oven. I'm going to let it cook on 400 about a half hour, and I'll check it and see how it's doing, and when it's done, I'll come back. Everything has finished cooking, and now I want to show you the finished product, but let me tell you what I did wrong. On the cornbread, I don't know if you noticed, but I had some salsa sitting here, and I meant to put some salsa in with the beans and stir it up and put it in the cornbread, and I just totally forgot. So what I'm gonna do is probably just pour some salsa on the side and dip my cornbread in it, because I really think with those beans that would be good. But I'm gonna show you the cornbread, and it went for about 35 minutes on 400 degrees. Let me turn this down a little bit. And here is the cornbread, and I'll cut a piece in a minute. And then the chicken cooked with the cornbread, and I cooked it on 400. I cooked it about 35 minutes on one side, and then I turned it all over, and I let the barbecue chicken cook for about 20 more minutes, and I took it out. And then I let the breaded chicken go about 10 minutes more, and I took it out. So here is the barbecued chicken. And when I turned this, I did add some more barbecue sauce to it. So there is that. And then here is the breaded chicken. And it's so tender, and it tastes a lot like fried, but of course there's no grease used, just what fat came from the skin of the chicken. So that's that. And now I'm gonna cut a piece of cornbread. And this has been sitting out and cooling for a little while. So there's what it looks like, which I think it really does need some more moisture like the salsa. But so this will be my plate. And I wish I had butter to put on here. Otherwise, everything looks real good. And I'm not going to take a taste because if you watched my previous video, I had told I had some more dental surgery, and so I believe it might be too painful. So that's that. And thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed the video, and I hope you give both of these recipes a try. And if you do the cornbread, don't forget the salsa. And you could also use just a can of chili if you wanted to, which I didn't have, or that's what I would have used. So thank you so much for being with me. Have a wonderful evening. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.